Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Golf Shenanigans podcast. We have a special episode today. We are going to rank each hole at Augusta National. I gave out a challenge for everybody here. Everyone had to rank each hole from 1 to 18, and then they sent it to me. I made my own list as well, and then I averaged out each spot, and then we came up with a consensus ranking, and I'm going to reveal to these guys and to everyone for the first time what our Golf Shenanigans consensus ranking is for each hole at Augusta. Guys, how is the process of making this list?
I've got Masters fever, baby. It was way harder than I thought it would be. Uh, I thought I would have like first like nine locked in, or at least like my top three locked in. But I think the upper part of the list was actually the hardest for me, which I didn't expect.
Um, you know, it was a little bit easier drafting these holes because I know I couldn't lose money doing this. So I felt really good about that. Made the drafting process a little bit easier. It also like made me realize how many holes I really just don't watch through coverage, like when I'm watching the Masters. Like I couldn't tell you the last time I watched somebody play hole 17 at Augusta. So it just kind of was a reminder that there are holes at Augusta.
I basically just put the worst hole at the bottom to start, and then I just went through every single one and was like, do I like this one more than that one? And then I'd put it there, and then I just did that process all the way through. So
I like
that
that
was,
process.
yeah, that's how I did it.
It's pretty similar to what I did. Except I did it reverse. I picked what I thought was my favorite hole, and then was like, is this one better? Is this one better?
Yeah.
I kind of found that, like, if you were to group like the top three and then the next three and then the next three, just put them in their own groups, I found that you could probably, at least for me, I could put them in any order as long as they're in within that group. I really struggled with some of these, trying to be like, well, is this one really better than the other? But where they are generally on the list is, I think I'm very passionate about that. So without further ado, unless you guys have anything else, I think we could get
Well,
started.
you're talking about passion. I mean, there's not as much passion in my ranking, so just don't take that into account when one of our holes are different. I mean, I did this relatively quickly.
Well, what did you, I guess before we start, what did you guys, Andrew, what did you base your rankings off of? Was it just like just watching it if you liked the
Just
hole or not?
just what I like if I was playing a hole at Augusta National, this was the first hole that I want to play, the second hole that I would want to play, just in order.
Hmm.
All right.
I didn't go as for much as the design
Hmm.
aspect, I guess you could say.
It,
Probably might have.
I did it solely based off like watching the Masters. Like if somebody's on this hole, how like excited I am to watch that hole. That's kind of how I did it.
Um, I sort of did it more towards like design based. I really focused on like second shot. Like, I love the second shots that make you like get super crafty. And then I also kind of factored in like beauty as well, just because how can you not with Augusta National? But yeah, the second shots are really key for me. I love the holes that like force you to work it a ton, one way or another. As we go through the list, I have a list of sort of fun facts for each hole. I've got the lowest score ever made and the highest scores ever made on each hole. Um,
Wow. So
so
you
that'll
guys put
be
a
kind of fun
lot
to go
more.
through.
This guy put a lot of effort into the
I
podcast.
do
Love to see it.
believe, Carson, do you have it up? You asked ChatGPT to make a list too?
Yeah.
All right, so each hole we'll have Josh and Carson give those rankings. Um, but anyway, I guess when I made my list, it was like design based, but also how much I enjoy watching them play the hole. I guess that kind of goes hand in hand with how I watch golf. I do like challenging shots, but I like interesting shots as well. So I guess we'll get there when we get there. Are you guys ready to see what our least favorite hole is?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
Our
Can we like bet on this?
Whoa.
Like what's
you
the like
you
what's the
already you said at the beginning of this that you're excited that you didn't get to lose money off of this.
yeah,
Now you're trying to
but
lose
I
money.
but I kind of want to lose money on it. uh,
I'm open to
uh,
that. I
I
like
mean,
some
we
just
don't have to
knowledge.
bet on it, but we can just like guess like what hole we think is gonna be the worst hole.
What do you think? Well, I know what it
Well, we're
is. What do you think it is, Andrew?
I think it's 17.
I think it's going to be 14.
All right. All right. It is going to be number 17. It is
Wow.
damn.
Nandina. Our highest
Wow.
ranking was 16 and our lowest was 18.
We
That's
hate
pretty
this hole.
crazy. Wow.
We hate this hole.
I think
Yeah,
I
I
was the
mean,
16.
I was the 18.
yes, you were. You were, Josh. It's kind of a forgettable penultimate hole right before, like, sandwich between 16 and 18 is tough. The green is actually pretty good. I like the green, especially on Sunday where they put the pin, but you know, you don't really see like the big undulations of this green with where they put the TV tower. And yeah, it's just kind of like there's a few par fours I think that are going to be pretty low on this list that kind of feel the same, and this is just one of those.
I think the reason why I put it at 16 and not 18 is I sort of like the Sunday pin. I sort of like that it's in the bowl and people can get it really close. But that's the only thing that's really memorable for me with this hole.
Mhm. Carson and
Are
Andrew
you
both
thinking
had
of
it
17 or
as
14?
I think you might
14's
be
in a
thinking of
bowl.
14.
17's not really in a bowl. 14 is in a bowl. Like that's where Phil hold out for eagle,
I
had
don't know.
back-to-back eagles, almost three in a row.
Did Josh
I'm
mess up
pretty
his list?
sure, no, the Sunday pin on 17 is in like, you can work it off a slope. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty
Kinda.
sure I'm thinking of it right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think a slope, yes. Bowl, I don't know about bowl.
Bowl
Bowl's
is
quite.
It's
14.
typically the
14 is a
approach
legit
shot.
bowl.
Yeah.
You're not able to get much spin because I believe it's a longer approach shot, so it's hard to get a bowl effect on this
Yeah,
one.
because it's 440.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess this proves our point. Like we're
Yeah,
debating
this
on
hole's
if we
just
even know
boring.
which hole we're talking about.
Yeah.
Just look at
It's
this
yeah.
picture. The hole is boring.
It is.
There's just no
And I feel
character
like it
here.
never plays a huge role in the tournament either. It sort of
Exactly.
just like goes 15, 16, then like skips to 18. It never has any juice coming down the
It
stretch.
is relatively hard. Like you can make a bogey here if you hit a bad tee shot, like
Mhm.
Tiger did in 2006. No, yes, 2006. No,
Are you talking
2005
about when he won? 2005. He bogeyed the
when he
last two.
chipped in. Yeah. So it is hard, I guess. But yeah, still kind of boring.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
I asked ChatGPT to rank every single hole in order from best to worst, and then give me just a brief reason why. It
Oh
has hole
boy.
17 at number 13 on its ranking, and it
Hmm.
says the old Eisenhower tree is gone, but the hole still holds a ton of history, especially as the penultimate test. But design-wise, it's more straightforward than dramatic. So I feel like that's a
Lame.
little
History.
high for 13.
They
It has no
all
history
the
at all.
holes, all the holes
This,
have the same history basically.
yeah, this hole has no like extra history.
I guess
Uh-huh.
I'll give you guys the lowest and highest scores ever made. Um, Lowest score on this hole is a 2. That's been made 4 times throughout the history. Unfortunately, I don't have the names of those 4 people. And then the highest score ever made on this hole is a 7, 22 times. And 7 is one of the lowest high scores that we'll see, I think. So,
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't really know how you'd go about making more than a 7 on this hole. There's like, there's nothing
yeah, that
here.
would take a complete disaster.
Yeah,
Looks like you could blast it just about anywhere
yeah.
and just punch out and get on the green. I mean, golf's pretty
Yeah,
easy,
7.
right?
But still, a triple is the worst
Just
score.
as easy.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, our 17th ranked hole is number 14, Chinese fur. I think this is
Yes.
what we were debating with. Is this what Josh thought it was? Because there is that little bowl. If you can play it off of the left slope there, you see it all the time. But again, just like hole number 17, our highest is 16, our lowest is 18.
Yeah, makes sense. It's just I feel like 14 and 17 are so similar. They're just sandwiched between good holes, but they're just boring and forgettable.
I
Mhm.
had this one ranked at 18. Is this actually bunkerless?
It
That's like up
is.
to
It
date.
is.
Yeah.
That's
It's
Yeah.
got a
crazy.
massive it's got a massive slope off the front, which
Yeah.
I like. I had it ranked at 16 above 17 for that reason. I really like the screen a heck of a lot more than 17.
Yeah.
The contours of this thing look unreal, by the way.
Yeah, this
Mhm.
is kind of a sick picture actually,
Yeah.
looking at it from like a like kind of green eye level almost.
Yeah. I have the Augusta National Masters hole by hole like flyover slash
Mm.
like just the course thing up on my other screen right now. and they have a picture like from the front view of the green, and it's crazy because like Avery's talking about, there's that huge like the kind of like that first slope there, and then it just kind of tabletops, and there looks like there's many different sectors. So this looks like a very three puttable green if I was playing golf.
This would be a
Yeah, for
great
sure.
green to chip around and just put down balls
Mhm.
everywhere and just kind of mess around.
Yeah.
But as a whole, not the most fun to watch from tee to
So
green anyway.
so Chat GPT ranked this hole at number 11 on its ranking.
What the
Hmm.
And it
fuck?
said the only hole without a bunker, but don't let that fool you. The green contours are insane. Putt placement is everything.
Putt
Putt
placement.
placement.
I'm gonna start saying that.
That's funny.
And then lowest and highest score. Lowest score is a 2, and that's been made 21 times
Yeah,
in the history of the
Jesus.
Master, which is
it's
pretty
that bowl.
crazy.
Yeah, the
It's
bowl.
that bowl.
Yeah. Maybe I am wrong about 17. I don't
Yeah,
know. Speaks to how forgettable these holes are. And then the highest score, the only person to ever do it, Nick Price in 1993 made an 8.
oof.
And then some other fun facts I have. Chinese Fur is the only hole at Augusta without a bunker, as we said. But it used to have a cross bunker, but it was filled in the 1952 Masters.
Huh.
Why would they do that?
Yeah, I wonder why they did that. That sounds cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We should go
Hmm.
and ask him.
For sure. Let's
Yeah,
get him on the
that'd be
pod.
sick. It would add so much more spin, and like maybe you could spin it off that front edge, hitting out of
Well,
that. That'd be
I
pretty
wonder where that
interesting.
cross bunker was. Curious.
probably in the
That's a good
middle of the
question.
cross.
Is it in this like hole right in front of the green, or I don't know.
No, I
I
think
don't
it's
know. I hope it was play. It was in play off the tee.
yeah.
Anyway, moving on to number 16 on our list. Number 4, the
Hmm.
par 3.
Wow, highest
Uh,
12?
Flowering crabapple. Yes, highest 12, lowest is 17. Andrew had it at 12,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
Carson and Josh both had it at 17.
Me and Joj on the same page. My thing is like the one thing that kind of puts me off is the pin location on 17 or on 17 on Sunday is like borderline impossible to hit a good shot, which is
Yeah.
like kind of cool but also kind of lame at the same time.
Is
Like
this isn't one of those holes though that they put it in the same spot every Sunday?
it's not, but the last few years it's been right over that bunker.
That
Um,
is really really
it's like
hard.
3 paces over the bunker. Like, and you basically see everybody hit it long left and then just put it down there, and it's kind of just forgettable as hell. Um, I'm not a huge fan of long par threes either, like as the defense for making it hard. I like
Hmm.
it when there's a short par three that's hard. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just kind of my thinking.
there are people that like this because it's like the only like really hard par 3 that's out there. But yeah, it's hard for probably the wrong reasons, which is why we have it so low.
Definitely.
I agree with what Carson said. And I also just feel like this hole also just isn't very aesthetically pleasing. It's also like in just like the corner. It's so far away from everything it feels like. And it's just not very good looking. Um, but yeah, it does feel like they're hitting long irons, and if the pin is over that right bunker, it just seems like they're praying.
Hmm.
Like they're either gonna have to make a two putt from the left side of the green or make it up and down from that bunker, essentially.
Yeah, that bunker isn't even a bad spot to be because you could just use the slope as a backstop. But it is a pretty deep bunker, so that makes it challenging. Andrew, why did you have it ranked so high?
I like this hole just because I will agree with Carson though that that Sunday pin that where they tuck it up against that bunker, that is not like my favorite thing in the world. But they have, I believe it's like a Thursday or Friday pin that they stick kind of back right, and I think that's one of my like favorite par three positions on the course. Um, but I'm not a big fan of like long par threes, but I don't know, I just kind of like this one. It's this was I didn't really have a specific reason for picking this one. I just kind of like it. Uh, but just not from 240.
It does create some crazy bad shots, like Phil in 2012
2012. Yep.
made
Made a
that triple.
six. Yep.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was pretty sick. And
Classic
people
Phil
hit it into the
fashion.
bushes. People hit into the bushes from time to time. So there is some wild stuff that can happen, but just because it's a super long hole.
So Chat ranked this at number 17 on its list, and it
Hmm.
said a long par three that's solid but doesn't usually generate big drama. Just doesn't feel like a star.
Mm,
Fair.
I'm
Maybe
with
if
Chad
this
on this one.
was maybe if this was like later in the tournament, if you replaced, I don't know, if you moved like 16 down to like the 14th hole and then you put this at 17 or something, maybe we'd
Yeah.
have a lot different.
One thing that I've thought about with this hole that they could do, it's already a raised tee box, but raise it a little bit more. Like give it
Hmm.
a little bit more character. But then six is already kind of like that. So it's like you kind of would just have two elevated. I don't know though.
Yeah, if I would be super happy if they just decided to blow this entire hole up and just start from scratch.
Yeah.
Josh, you got some facts for us?
Yes, lowest score ever made. There's been one hole-in-one in the history of the Masters by Jeff Sluman in '92.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Um,
That's a
and
pull.
then the highest score was an 8, only one time, made by Henrik Stenson in 2011. If anyone knows how he did that, feel free to share, but I don't know.
Had to have hit it out of bounds. Right.
Yeah, must have. And another quick fun fact, currently measures at 240, but at its beginning, it measured at 190 yards.
Hmm.
Wow, it's still really long.
Yeah, it is.
Moving on to our 15th ranked hole, set number 7, Pompous. Just
Hmm.
surrounded by bunkers. And that's basically all I really know about this hole, other than the funnel pin that they got on Sundays in that front right spot. But we had a pretty decent disparity here. Let's see. Andrew had it at 10, and
Yeah.
I had it dead last. I had it at 18.
Wow. That is crazy. Dead last?
Dead last. Without that, other than the Sunday pin, I don't. Uh, this hole, I don't. This hole does nothing for me at all. Like those bunkers, it's just too many of them. The only thing I like, the only thing I find interesting about this hole is when people hit it into the back bunker, which
Mhm.
that never happens. Um, yeah, it's that right section of the green is pretty good, but other than that, like it's just I'd rather watch people try and hit approach shots on 17. I'd rather watch people try to hit approach shots on 14. So that's why. Even though I had those three holes ranked 14th, 17th, or sorry, 16th, 17th, and 18th, um, I just these par fours I just grouped together, and I'm just we need to do something different for at least one or two of them.
Yeah, I do agree with that. That 14, 7, and 17 are so similar. It's pretty crazy. I mean, they're all identical. I wonder. It would be sick if they like turned one of these into like a drivable hole. I feel like that's what Augusta's missing. Doesn't
14
have like
used to
a
be somewhat drivable. Somebody back in the day actually drove the green, but then they
yeah.
moved the tees back quickly.
14 would be a perfect spot too. I feel like that 13, 14 is perfect for a drivable par four. Like it's
Yeah.
early enough in the round where you can make something happen, and it's not late enough where it's like it could change the whole tournament all of a sudden.
Just to add drama
Hmm.
though, like ChatGPT was saying.
Yeah.
Um, the reason I put this one a little bit higher than Avery and others, I think this approach shot, just I looked it up when I was gonna do my list, and just this approach shot looks so cool, like coming in from the fairway. Because I mean, just the angle that it has. This is kind of coming in from like the left side, but when you're like sitting in the middle of the fairway, you're just looking like dead on with all of these bunkers. And it's kind of like a little bit of a front to back sorry, back to front green. I don't know. This that's kind of why I put it a little bit higher. Just like from the tee box, just this overall hole like looks really cool to me. So that's why I had it a little bit higher.
I had it ranked at 13. So like out of those three boring par fours, like 7, 14, 17, I like this one the most just because like I like the Sunday pin, the bowl. It makes for some exciting second shots. But then like when guys miss the fairway and they're in the trees, I sort of enjoy watching them punch out and try to like hit it through that chute. That's like in between those bunkers there. Because it's like a really small, it's smaller than it looks. I just think it's entertaining to watch them try to get through that. but that's the only reason why it
So
puts it over 14 or 17 or
ChatGPT ranked it at 15th on its list, and it said straight, narrow, and tough. It's a great test, but not the most memorable or scenic. Doesn't quite pop like the others. It's got great reasoning.
Yeah,
Doesn't
these
quite
three par
pop like the
fours,
others.
these three par fours have challenging tee shots just because it's narrow. Yeah, that's about it. Like
Mhm.
5 is a really challenging tee shot, but it's not because it's narrow.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a good tee shot. And I think that's a pretty good hole. But Josh, other facts?
lowest score ever made is an eagle. Obviously, it's been made 17 times. Then the highest score is an 8. It's happened twice. Unfortunately, don't have any names. But another fun fact for this hole, it was originally called Cedar, and Mackenzie, the designer, his inspiration had been the bunkerless 361-yard 18th hole at the old course and its Valley of Sin.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Bunkerless.
But now
Yeah.
not so
Wait,
bunkerless.
so we
Now
put
they just
5
put hella
massive bunkers. Yeah, that's what
It
I'm
originally was
saying.
bunkerless.
Okay.
But then in 1937, Byron Nelson drove the green. Um, and in 1938, at the suggestion of Horton Smith, um, he won the Masters twice. The green was relocated.
Hmm.
Mm.
And this green was beyond the old one, atop a hill, and modeled on the 8th at Pine Valley, and then the bunkers were installed.
Thanks for correcting me, Josh. I mentioned that 14 used to be drivable, but it was this one, and that's why they added the bunkers and made it longer. My bad,
Hmm.
but good research there. Um,
Guy just doesn't
moving
know
on.
ball.
Moving on. I know like half ball. I know some facts. I just don't know where to place them. Number 14 is going to be number 6, the downhill par 3 named Juniper. The highest we had it was 9, and that was Andrew. And the lowest that we had it was 15, and that was Carson. Sorry, I'm the one that had it at 9.
Yeah,
Carson is the one that had it at 15.
yeah.
We're all generally in the same ballpark, kinda.
I'm a little bit of an
Yeah.
outlier, but I kind of brought it back on this one.
It's
I had it pretty low as well.
I like the hole. I think it's a very interesting shot no matter where they put the pin. It's like 3 different kinds of shots in the front left, or back right pin. You have to hit and shape different shots, and it's testing something different. And I really like that about this hole.
Yeah, I don't dislike this hole, even though I ranked it pretty low. It's just I feel like the top right pin location is cool that they do on Sunday, but then like the other 3 are just so similar. It's like you can't really do a whole lot special here. Like top right's cool because it's a shelf up there, but then like the 2 down low to the left are the fucking same. And then I guess front right is kind of cool. You got some undulation, but um, yeah, I mean I don't dislike this hole. It's just somebody's got to go in 14.
I like it when they put it in the back left because it really gets guys because you can't use the slope to get back there like the front left pin. And if you really want to make birdie, you have to push it back there. But if you push it too far, you're going to go off the back, and now you're going to have a little tough up and down, which is always nice.
I wouldn't mind seeing another bunker like back right over that ridge, just like off the back of the green. It weirdly looks like 14 at Wine Valley to me, with that kind of slope on that right side, and then how it kind of funnels down into the left side a little bit. I know that's kind of might be a wacky comparison, um, but yeah, I think like another bunker here would do a little justice, just because I feel like the bailout is obviously right a lot.
You
So.
say back right?
Yeah, like or like just like kind of over that ridge on the back portion of the green.
I kind of
Uh,
like that too, because like the Sunday pin is up there, and like sometimes you see players go over the green,
yeah.
and then like that would be a dastardly up and down.
'Cause, I mean, if 12 is not hard enough, why not make 6 any harder? So,
The one
So
thing
this
I really
Nick,
is
liked about this hole too is that it's like unique from any other hole that we see, is that viewers get to watch from below the tee box.
hmm
I just think that's cool,
yeah.
unique.
So this is the first time that we've agreed with chat. It also has it at 14,
Wow.
wow.
and
Wow.
it said The downhill mid-iron par 3 looks awesome on TV, but doesn't quite have the drama of 12 or 16. It's still gorgeous though.
I looked at like an aerial view of the entire course earlier today, and I didn't realize that 16 is immediately right of this hole. Like
Really?
you could look down onto the 16 green basically from the tee box if the trees weren't there. And that massive wall of people that you see across the pond on 16 from the TV tower, that's just the hill that this tee box is basically on,
Wow.
which kind of blew my mind.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And then in terms of like a low score, a hole in one has happened 6 times in the history of this hole. The highest score is a 7, and that's been made 3 times. No names for those, unfortunately. But some other fun facts. Originally, I think probably at the in front of the green here, like right where that bunker is currently, there was a stream originally. That stream was then turned into a pond, and then that pond was eventually filled in and a bunker was placed.
Hmm.
Mm.
Also, when it originally opened, this hole played 185 yards, but it's actually been shortened to 180.
That'd be kind of sick if there was a stream going through the front of this green complex and they uh, had it sloping, like the entire green sloping down. So if you try to spin it off the hill to get to the front left pin location, but you did it too hard, it would come back into the water.
It'd be interesting to see. I mean, I know they lengthened, was it 13 2 years ago? If they go back to moving it back a little bit farther with the ever changing golf game that is happening. But with that rollback, I guess we probably won't see it.
Yeah, maybe. Moving on to number 13, we have the ninth hole, which is Carolina Cherry. We had a pretty tight grouping here. The highest was number 9, lowest was number 12. This is just a very good average hole. I mean, average is really good, broadly speaking, but I really like this hole. This green is pretty sick. The tee shot is relatively easy, but you can get kind of wild and go right. And we've seen plenty of guys in those trees just completely mess it up.
I agree. I kind of like the second shot, how it's just like, I mean, we're looking at it here, it's just wide open. It looks cool. Like you always get people back in there, but I just think it's a sick, just wide open look at the
Just the
golf course.
massive like sea of fairway from left to right. Like
Yeah,
there's
it's
just no rough anywhere.
insane.
It's so cool.
I think I had this ranked the highest at 9, and just purely based off like the second shot, I feel like guys get like super crafty with their second shot. They're usually always on like that downslope that's kind of running to their right. And then usually they kind of like work a draw in there, usually run it past the pin and try to spin it back to get it close. And the green just runs so severely. It's so severely sloped back towards the fairway. I just really enjoy the second shot. And if they go in those side bunkers, like they usually play it out like 20 feet left of the pin and let it work down. We've seen people like if the pin's in the middle or the front, like the two putt from the back of the green is really tough, really fast. So I just enjoy watching that stuff.
I was gonna say that was the reason I also had this at 9 with Josh. I just that approach shot looks so cool to me. I love that big fairway guy.
That has this hole ranked at number
Okay.
16, and it
Well,
says the green is famously fast and tricky. Downhill putts here are terrifying, but the hole overall lacks the flair of the back 9.
I think it's fair.
well, it's
Yeah,
on
it's
the
kind
front
of
9,
fair.
so we're not talking about the back 9. What's up with that, chat?
Yeah, I don't know. Chat's confused.
Chat ever tried going to Augusta like us, huh?
Josh, what kind of stats we got?
I don't have too much in terms of fun facts for this hole, but lowest score, as you can expect, Eagle. It's been made 6 times. Highest score, an 8. That's been done 4 times.
Hmm.
Surprised that the highest scores aren't higher for these holes. Like there wasn't like one
Yeah,
time somebody just could not get the ball on the green and made an 11 or something.
it is pretty shocking that we haven't had like a 9 or an 11 or anything like that yet.
We haven't
8
had
has been the
no,
highest,
yeah,
right? Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
yeah.
I feel like there's some bigger
Hopefully,
numbers coming.
There is for
Yeah,
I
sure.
there's
know
some
for a
big ones.
fact. I know for a fact
Tiger
a 10
Woods
was made on one of these holes.
At
I
Big
know for a
Cat.
fact like a 9 was made in 2016. Final group.
Whoa. Whoa.
Hmm. Andrew?
There's a when I started looking for that Hendrik Stenson 8, I found another Hendrik Stenson 8. I'm not gonna say what hole it's on, but this blew my mind, and it was just the whole backstory and everything is crazy. So I can't wait till we get to that hole.
Oh boy.
Well, we mentioned the Tiger 10 that was on 12. Speaking of number 12 on our list, it's number 8, Yellow Jasmine, the par 5 uphill. We don't like this hole very much. I had it the highest. No, I didn't.
I did.
Josh had it the highest at 5. And
5?
yeah, Andrew had it at 14. And Carson had it at 13. I mean,
See,
Josh, I had it at 7, so we're on the same page there.
Hmm.
Why don't you guys like this hole very much? This is a sick hole.
I mean, like I said before I started these rankings, I was kind of also ranking these on likeliness that I would like to play the hole. Uphill, I believe probably like what 580 yards. I mean, if you're playing to that back pin, 630. This green is a little bit ridiculous. Um, I do like the slopes, how you could kind of bring it in from different areas. Um, I just wish this hole was a little bit shorter, a little bit more reachable, so we would see a little bit more action instead of just driver's the only way you can get on this green.
Are you
I don't
just
know.
talking about yourself?
Yeah, well, just like, I mean the players in general. I mean, how many guys can actually go driver three wood into this hole?
It is a long hole for sure. I remember Phil went driver not too
Yeah.
long ago. Um, yeah, I don't know why I don't like this hole. I just feel like it's kind of boring. The drive's kind of cool, I guess, because of the bunker. It can get a little interesting, but I feel like it's always they hit their drive and then smack a 3-wood up here and then pitch and putt. I don't know. This hill over here on the right is sick though. I will say that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not doesn't really do it for me. Doesn't have juice.
See, I had it
Oh,
ranked at 5, and I feel like it brings the juice. Like, I love the tee shot. Like, I feel like guys usually try to like bleed a fade uh as close to like the bunker as possible to give themselves the best angle. But if you go in the bunker, it's automatic 3 shot. And then if they're in the fairway, I feel like that shot has just delivered us some like really entertaining shots. Like you mentioned, the Phil Mickelson's driver off the deck. We've seen some mega hooks from Tiger. Like I feel like these guys just like really have to work the second shot, and I really find that entertaining. And then the complex with the hills is super fun to me. So yeah, I just like the second shot. I think it's unique how much a lot of guys try to work it.
I think it's one of the. I think it's like a perfect distance for a par 5 because you have to hit a really good tee shot in order to give yourself a good chance of going for the green, but it's still long enough to where you have to hit a really good shot in order to get rewarded with the eagle putt. Um, Obviously depending on the hole location, but those mounds around the greens really can help or hurt you, especially if you miss left. Like you see so many times that people miss left up and they have to kind of punch it but go up and over those mounds. It's so challenging. I think it's just like a perfectly designed par 5, which is I think Josh would agree, which is why we have it so high. But I do agree at the same time, it does not bring the juice like 13 or 15 does at all. But that's because those are almost auto go for it holes uh most of the time. A lot higher percentage of people can go for those than this one. So that's why. But Carson, did you tell us the chat GPT
No, I
yet?
haven't yet. It has it ranked at sixth. Um, it's funny on its reasoning. It says no bunkers. That's just a lie. It says no bunkers, but brutal in its own right. That uphill second shot into a blind green is a masterpiece of subtle design, which I will agree with that. I think the uphill second shot is cool. It does deliver some sort of juice, but I just feel like for shorter hitters, it's just a boring asshole.
Yeah.
Like they just hit their drive out there and then they'll smack a layup to 100 yards and hit a wedge. It's like,
That's
I don't
fair.
know.
If there was more penalty or if the layup was a little bit more challenging or strategic, yeah, I could get on board
Mhm.
with that.
All right, lowest score ever made, an Albatross by Bruce Devlin in 67. Highest score was a 12 by Frank
Whoa.
Walsh in 35.
Wow.
So this guy might have been a
Wow.
plumber, carpenter, who knows? And then there's some interesting history to this hole. So it was designed by Mackenzie originally, and it had this sort of like current punch bowl green with the hills on the side. But eventually, Augusta National Chairman Clifford Roberts came to the conclusion that those hills blocked spectator view too much. And so they had them removed. That obviously was a very controversial decision. Later, that following year, I think, George Cobb rebuilt the green with Mackenzie's vision in mind, but it was wider, flatter, and then bunkers were added, I think, on the right side. And then eventually, Robert died. Rest in peace, Clifford Robert. And then Byron Nelson reestablished the original green.
Hmm.
Jeez, that is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, some interesting history.
That is really interesting. We're getting close to making the turn, but number 11 is number 5, Magnolia. Really a beast, a brute of a par 4. Really challenging. Highest rated was number 6, and that was Josh. Lowest was 12, and that was me. I like
That shocks me. Honestly, that shocks me.
I had it pretty low as well, Avery. I
Just
think I was
gassed
down
it
there
up
as
and
well.
then had it
I mean,
ranked.
it's a good hole. It's a good hole. I like how challenging it is. I don't know. Maybe I miscalculated. Maybe it's just because I like the other holes so much. But it's a good hole.
I had it ranked the highest. Um, Basically purely just based off how hard it is. And I feel like it's like the player's first like real test in the round too. I like how if you hit it in those left bunkers, you're essentially fucked. You'll probably end up like short of the green because they're so steep. I think the tee shot is really interesting. Most guys try to like bomb a fade as far as they can to get as low of a club as they can to the green. And then the green is just super interesting. It's so undulated. We've seen some like crazy three putts, some crazy bad leg putts. If you go over this green, you're completely doomed. So yeah, I just like how tough it is.
I'm curious, Avery, why you ranked it at 12 when like you're always advocating for bunkers being hazards. It's exactly what these are. Like these are
Yeah,
legit hazards. If you hit it in
for
this,
sure.
you are fucked, like Josh said. Like almost half the time they legitimately will lay up to a good number.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just because maybe I just think the hole's slightly too long. Even if you hit a good tee shot, you're still like most guys are hitting like a mid iron, and with the severity of this green, it's just like incredibly difficult to hit a good shot. Maybe that's the only thing I have. I don't know. It also just kind of lacks juice for me. I feel like just everyone makes bogey, and you don't.
It
I
sounds like
really
juice to
don't
me.
know. I don't know. I mean, if everyone's making bogey, is anyone playing? I don't know. I just, for whatever reason, to me, it's a little boring, even though I can definitely see that it's a good golf hole and it's something that I really like in terms of design, for the most part. But again, maybe it's just because I like the other, I had a 12, I like the other 11 holes just that much more. But Andrew had it at 11, so get on his ass too.
I
Damn
mean,
it,
I,
Andrew.
I mean, I like what Josh said of how like this is like I wouldn't say this is the first test. I think 4 is the first test. I mean, we're hitting a long iron slash low wood into a par 3. I think that's a pretty big wake up call. But I think it's just really interesting how we go. 1 is like a pretty tough hole, and then 2 is a relatively simple par 5, and you go nice easy 3, and then you just go boom boom with like 4 and 5, and next thing you know, it's like, oh yeah, welcome to the Masters, get fucked.
It might be because it's after 4 and it's just two long, hard holes back to back that just kind of derail the juice of the like second and third hole. That might be it.
Pause, AO.
Hmm.
I feel
But
like this hole is just like the only survival hole at the
Yeah,
Masters, though.
that's why I think it has a little bit of juice. It's like if you can make par on 5, you did something right.
If this was
Like
17, dude,
oh my
bro, I
gosh,
might
dude,
be
this
all
wow.
would
in.
be fucking awesome if this was
Yeah,
17. God.
yeah,
That
it
would
would be.
that would bring like that would probably bring it up a little bit higher on my board. That would bring so much juice, by the way.
It's nowhere close to where the routing would allow that to happen, I think, but we can dream.
I don't care. Make them walk. Um, Chat has this at 12 on its ranking, and it says a beefy par four with bunkers that eat up tee shots. The new length makes it a grind. It's solid, but not quite as memorable as the others.
I feel like it's pretty memorable in the fact that it's hard as hell.
I think if it was just so early in the round,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that it kind of gets lost in the sauce a little bit. Josh?
All right, lowest score has been a 2, 9
God.
times. 9 is a little bit surprising to me.
That's crazy to me.
And then highest score has been an 8, has been made 4 times, which is also kind of surprising. Not much in terms of fun facts here. In 1934, it started at 440, but now it's pushed back to 495. To carry the left bunkers, it's a 313 carry. It's
Uphill,
about
right?
half of the-
It's uphill, yeah. That kind of shocks me though. What did you say? 1934? It was 440?
Yep.
That's a beast for those guys
Yeah.
back then.
For
That is
sitting
a
with 440, that's
beast.
crazy.
I mean,
But-
Did they even
440 for
reach the
us
bucket?
is even like, whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably have about 200, 190 in from those days.
That's crazy, man.
490 uphill. Yeah, that's insane.
I
I'd be
mean,
maxing out a 3-wood.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really remember. Do a lot of guys do any like the longer guys hit 3-wood just to stay short of those bunkers?
A lot
Do
of
they?
people hit
Yeah, they
3
take-
tee.
That's what I thought.
They take the
yeah.
bunkers out of play a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
lot
'Cause
of people
I
hit
mean, I would
3-wood.
rather just give myself like that, what, probably like 210, 220 instead of just being in hell.
I'm curious though, like the guys like Rory this year, if the weather's nice, they can probably just ship it right over these bunkers, no
Oh,
problem.
easily. Yeah.
And that's kind of lame. Like
Maybe
I
Min
like
will.
it.
What's the
If he's-
carry on
if he
that?
can hit it straight.
325?
He said
313.
319,
Well,
313.
yeah, but like uphill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean Rory can carry it 340 if he wants
Yeah.
to.
It's not a smart decision. If you hit it right, you're
Yeah,
dead.
it's not, but he could. I'm just
He could.
like,
It's a cool like Wednesday, Thursday shot, but not on Sunday.
Okay, number 10 will be number 1. T Olive. Highest is 5, which is me. Lowest is 14, which is Josh. Josh, come on. What more could you ask for in an opening hole?
I think it's a solid opening hole. I think the best part about it is the fairway and the bunker in the fairway. Because again, like if you go into that, you're boned. It's so deep. So guys usually take like 3-wood, or if they're long enough, they'll try to rip driver. Where it kind of falls short is just like the green complex. I feel like it's just kind of boring.
What?
Yeah.
wow, that's
Or
a
puttable
tough.
question mark?
That's a
What are you
tough
talking
call.
about?
The second shot to me just isn't that entertaining.
Huh.
The green complex is insane.
It is.
Relative to the
it
rest,
does
though,
get
like, I don't
washed
know.
out on TV. It does get washed out on TV. But if you can come in my room right now and I'll fire up the video game and you will shit your pants at what this green looks like, man. It's insane. This is to me what I think this maxes out what I wish 5 could be. Like this is the perfect version of 5. It's just shaped the other way basically. It's just a little bit shorter. The trees left just catch balls, and I love it because they do not want to go in this bunker. And you just see so many shots from that pine straw, and it's so sick. They have to just shape this like low hook to chase up onto the green, and they almost never do it. It'll just hit that front slope and just come right back, and then they have to just this diabolical chip. Oh, God, I love this hole so much.
I think it's arguably one of the best opening holes that we see. Like, there's no easing into your round here. You step on a number 1 tee and you better have your ducks in a row. Like, you can't hit a shit tee shot. You can't hit a shit second shot. You can't hit a shit chip, and you better not hit a shit putt either. Like, it's
Yeah,
just a
you'll-
true hard par 4 to start your day.
Ernie L 6 putt, and
Yeah.
your day's over.
How's
And
that
this-
for undulation?
This is
Yeah,
what
come
I
on,
was
Josh.
talking about earlier about the hottest take that Chat GPT had. Chat has
on.
this hole ranked dead
No!
last.
What is
Dead
that?
last.
The
Are
AI
you
agrees
kidding
with me.
me?
It says it's a tough opener, but not one you dream about. Doesn't really offer fireworks, more of a scene setter than a headline. Could not disagree with chat more there.
I'm with chat, boys. I'm with chat.
Could not disagree more.
Chat, can we confirm Josh's AI? Question mark.
Chat's never wrong.
Dead last is crazy though. Like you're
That's
telling me that
very
this
crazy.
hole is worse than 14 and 17? Chat is smoking drugs.
I do I do love how this whole like bottlenecks like right with that fairway bunker. If we kind of look at the image that Avery has up on screen, like it literally just like fucking cinches up, and you have like I mean it's probably a little bit more than 10 to 15 yards, but it looks like it's
It's tight.
fucking tight, man.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's tight.
If
God,
you
it
want to hit
is-
a controlled, if you want to hit a controlled shot into this green, you have to put it between the bunker and the trees. And if you don't, then you're not making a birdie. You're not even gonna come close to a birdie.
I want to take a quick question here and ask you guys if you had to hit this, or I mean, obviously there's masters like first tee jitters that I'd be absolutely shaking over every single time. But if, say, we were just out playing Augusta National, which is never gonna happen, how many times do you think out of 10, if you drop 10 balls in the tee, how many times are you gonna hit this fairway? Because I believe I'm hitting this fairway maybe 3 out of 10 times
I'm
at
hitting the
best.
houses.
I think
That aren't
3
even
is
visible.
generous.
Oh man, that's a
I'd
great
be lucky to hit
question.
this fairway once.
I couldn't even reach the bunker anyway, so we're fine.
That's my only my only reason I say I could hit 3 because I feel like I could hit 3 spinny Healy cuts short of that bunker.
Yeah, probably.
Like that's my only reason I'm hitting fairways there. Like other than that, like if the bunker's reachable, I am 100% putting in that bunker. And if I don't put it in the bunker, it's gonna be in the pine straw, 100%.
I will say, whenever I watch this hole on TV on the Masters, I always think to myself when like those guys are teeing off, like I would be shitting myself if I was them. Like something about this tee shot just doesn't look right to me with like the bunker, the trees immediately left. Yeah, I don't know.
This is like Josh's worst nightmare, by the way.
I go over 10. It's a fade. Like I'm not that. Lowest score, a 2, 5 times. Not overly surprising. Highest score, you guys want to guess what it is?
9.
Damn it, I was gonna say
11.
that. 10.
9 is correct.
Fuck
Wow.
Can you guess by who?
Ernie Els.
Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of Ernie, it was Ernie Els in 2016 after his debacle. Made a 9. That's crazy. How many putts was that? Did he 5 putts?
6.
6. It's
6
crazy.
putted.
And then in terms of fun facts, when the course opened in 1934, this was the 10th hole because the nines were reversed.
Mm.
Wow.
That is crazy. I cannot imagine this course being flipped. That would be
I mean,
an utter
10
disaster.
Currently 10 is not a friendly starting hole either.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But then, like we
Gotta go
said,
10, 11.
like what is it, 5 or 6, whatever par 4 we were just talking about, like that hole, the juice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that eagle opportunity on 8 would be pretty sick.
9 as the finishing hole though. Blah.
9 is
It's
the
kinda-
might just ruin
Yeah.
the Masters.
You see, I find 9 way more entertaining than 18.
All right, Josh. Your opinions aren't allowed in the spot anymore.
That might be one of the single worst takes I've ever seen in my life. Are you serious?
That's
Are
worse
you-
than the
Oh,
Chat
are you-
GPT ranking this last. Where's he going? He's out of here.
Josh, are you serious? You
I
think
am
9
serious.
Wow, that's unreal.
Yeah.
I thought you were
Josh-
You ranked 9 higher than 18?
Yes.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for later, but what the fuck, dude?
I think the
Spoiler
second
alert.
shot on 9 is way more entertaining.
All right, we got to move on.
I was the
We'll
only
talk about
one-
that later when we get there.
I was the only one that ranked them close together, but I had 18 above 9.
I had him within
You
Four
had
of each
4.
other.
You had it 4 spots, or I guess 3 spots below.
That's
I had
unreal,
it too.
Josh. So you have
2 spots.
18 at like 10?
Spoiler alert. Let's go to the
God.
next one. We'll talk about it when we get there.
God forbid a bro has an opinion. Golly.
Oh, but it's a shitty one. I gotta say something.
Okay, we're gonna make the turn. We're gonna make the turn. You guys want anything at the halfway house? If we had sponsors, this would be the perfect spot to place an ad break. But anyway, okay, we will now go to the second nine. You know, the tournament doesn't start until the second nine at Augusta.
Nice.
Oh wait, I was gonna reveal my surprise.
Oh yeah.
I saw this at the store today. Um, and I just had to buy it. I had to buy it. And I know you guys are. I ironically bought it. But it is kind of sick. We got live golf cards.
What the
Whoa.
fuck?
That's actually
I
cool.
know. 2024 Prism Live Golf Panini Debut Edition. And there are ultra rare destinations inserts and look for autographs.
No fucking way. How much were those?
This was $30.
Oh!
Oh my gosh.
Six packs. No. Yeah, 4
This
cards per pack,
got
6 packs. So
shot.
you get 24 cards for $30.
Can we open one right now?
Damn.
Can we get an opening right now?
Yeah, I was thinking I was gonna save that for the end, but I could do it now and
Shit,
whatever you
let's
guys
do
want.
one now and one later.
Okay.
Shiz is interested.
I want to see a little.
One
I
now
want
and
to see a
one
little.
No, I am too. What if
I
you
wanna
get like
see
a
a li-
Bryson signature?
Dude, I was
I
gonna say,
know
I want
what
to see
I
a little
want.
Henrik
I
Stenson
want to
pop
fill.
here.
I want to film signature so bad.
If you get a
That
Brooks
happens, I
card,
go
you gotta give it
barbaric.
to me.
All right, this is what the pack looks like. This is not how people typically
Carson, can
film.
you see it? I really hope
All
the
right,
viewers
first
can see that.
card
I really do.
is a statistical leader, Joaquin Neiman.
Whoa. Best player in the world, some say.
These look sick. Second card from Fireballs GC, Sergio
Sergio Garcia.
Garcia.
How did I know that?
Next card, captains, DJ.
Whoa!
Whoa!
It's pretty cool.
Retired.
I wonder if any
Does
of
it
these
have a
have any
fishing
value.
lure
I
with
doubt
it?
it. And the last card, oh boy, Prism Break, Kevin Na.
Oh, that's crazy.
Ooh,
That's just an
yikers.
all-time letdown.
Yeah, tough.
That was a fun pack. That was fun. I want to maybe collect the whole set. Ironically.
All you gotta do is collect 54 guys. Jesus Carson, I can't take you serious.
Sorry about it. 54
All
guys is crazy. Anthony Kim signed card. I go off.
Bro, that'd be sick.
It's worth
Okay,
about one trip to an AA meeting.
I'll open up the rest after.
Sorry,
That was
sorry.
that was a
I'm
little
sorry.
teaser.
That's
That was great for anyone who's like listening to this. Like that's good podcasting right there.
Yeah.
We'll get back to-
patting ourselves on the back.
We'll get back to the list now. Number 9 in the top half of our list, we have number 11, White Dogwood, super hard par 4. The highest ranked was 2 and the lowest was 16. What a dispersion.
What the
What
fuck?
the fuck are we doing?
Josh
Who put
Selby.
this at 16?
Josh Selby had it at number 2. And let's see, who had it at number 16?
Had to be Andrew. Fucking
Oh, then Andrew had it at number 16.
what?
Guys,
the
battle
fuck
it out. Me
are
and
we
Carson will
doing?
Me and Carson will shut up. We'll let you guys bicker back and forth.
Well, where did Carson have it ranked?
I had to have had it
Carson had it at
fourth.
4. Okay, so why are you okay? You had it 4.
Avery, what about
and
you? You had it
I
like
had it-
12, right?
I had it at 13.
That's
Inexcusable for both of you. Inexcusable.
My reasoning is because the current edition of the hole is not good anymore. It used to be fantastic, but the current it's too I don't know, it's too long, it's too difficult. People just bail right all the time and it just lost its luster for me.
I don't know what you mean by that. To me, this is like the perfect par 4. Like, I don't know what you could possibly ask from this par 4. Like, the tee shot, guys usually try to like rip a fade. They want to be as close to the right side as possible for like distance wise, angle wise. If they go to like left side of the fairway, left rough becomes infinitely harder. They usually have to like shape a draw if they want to get it onto the green. That water comes into play, like we saw last year with Ludwig. He made a double and he basically ejected himself. And then the up and down from the right side, like yeah, guys bail out, but like that up and down is not easy. They're usually way over there. And it's usually a really hard up and down. And like par is well earned, birdie's like holy shit. And it's on top of all that, it's beautiful. Like this par four to me is perfect.
The second shot is gorgeous.
Yeah, I
Gorgeous.
don't disagree. This could be one of the top 5 holes at Augusta for me, but they just all bail right now. Like very rarely will you see somebody actually attack a pin here, and there's just not enough balls that go in the water anymore or sail over the green. And the green is kind of boring to me too. It seems like it's one of the flattest greens out there. And if you're gonna have everyone bail, then you need to make the green a bit more severe, in my opinion, if it's gonna be this long.
I'm gonna put the hand up for accountability here. I don't know why I have this actually so low, and I'm not just saying that because I just got fucking roasted. Um,
16th is really low.
yeah,
That's crazy.
that's a big hand. I feel like if this hole had like a bunker, like pin high right, where all those guys bail out, I feel like that'd be a really fucking sick hole.
Wow,
Um,
it's a good
but
idea.
I mean, now that I'm looking at it, I mean, you're like looking at 12, like in that approach shot. I mean, that's pretty sick. I'm just gonna put the hand up here. No idea why I put this at 16. Just
I
right.
almost think though that if you put that bunker there on the right, the up and down almost low key becomes easier for them.
Yeah, they would just aim for the
Unless,
bunker, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
like having it super open like that and the undulation on the right, like you can't just bail and get away with it every single time. Like you're gonna have a tough little dicey chip with water long. Like fuck that, dude. I would putt that shit from over there.
Yeah.
Like
Par is earned here every time.
To clarify, Carson would put it from 60 yards here, by the way, as well.
sometimes, depending on the situation.
Yeah, I just wish maybe have the water cut in even more and then shorten it just a little bit. Make the green a little shallower. Bring push in the bunker, that back bunker, and push in the water and shorten it up and just make them hit a freaking golf shot. Make it so they feel like they're losing shots by bailing.
I almost think if this hole was flipped this way, like water that side,
Mm-hmm.
it would be better. Because me as a lefty, this second shot is terrifying. But as a righty, you guys can just bail and it's fine. Like it,
Yeah.
me as a lefty, if that pin's back left and I am playing a fade in there and I overfade it, I'm fucked. But if you guys are aiming middle of the green and you pull it, that water's not even really in play because you'll fly it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, ask Ludwig that.
Yeah, I mean, of course, if you overdo it, like it's gone. But
Wow.
like
Oh,
yeah, I just feel like if it was flipped, it would have a little bit more drama. I think, like it would bring the water more in play.
I agree.
I think it's
That'd be
perfect
awesome.
as is, bro.
That's the only thing I would say that would make it cooler is maybe if it was flipped. But
Those moguls that are short right of the green, I think that's relatively new, which is a great addition. Thumbs up from
mhm,
me. Um,
yeah,
anything to make it so you're punishing them for laying up on a
yeah,
par four, which kind of bothers me.
They do get punished, man. Like Carl said,
They're
like
like
those guys
they're like
bail out
okay
right, and
with
the up and
making a
down is
bogey.
so hard because like those hills kind of push their ball down, and then they end up sort of behind that bunker that's in the back of the green. Then they got to pitch over the bunker to the green that like slopes towards the water, and the water's right there.
I just really want them to try and I want them to be forced into hitting an iron onto this green. Like they have to hit onto the green. They can't just bail. This is like the perfect spot to like force guys to hit an iron shot, in my opinion, because you're
Well,
going to get punished severely if you miss a little bit.
they just do that on the
Um,
next hole.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, imagine you got that back to back. Like they already know, like, all right, 10 is super hard, but they have this super hard short iron on the next hole. They're not gonna mess with anything on this hole. They're just gonna play for a par, and they're not even that upset with bogey because they know that they're gonna get it back with the par fives coming up.
Yeah. It would be sick if they could find a way to connect the water here on the left, run it across the front, down to the right, and then connect it to 12s freak.
Wow.
It's interesting. It's
That would be
interesting you
sick
say
if they
that.
could find a way to do that.
It's interesting you say that because I'm looking at the website right now and it says prior to the 1950s, Race Creek actually ran in front of the green,
Fuck.
but it was that's actually crazy that you said that. But then it was replaced by that big hazard there, which is the pond. So
That's,
Why?
dude, this could be like 13 if it was a par 4. Like
yeah,
that is
honestly,
like peak version of this hole. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
I think it's funny because we just like all me and Avery who had it lower like praised that hole a bunch, and then you guys just kind of like roasted it a little bit, except for Josh. Josh was just glazing that, but
God,
So even
yeah.
even with our big discrepancy here, we have it at 9 and chat has it at 9. Um, the start of Amen Corner, a long brutal hole with water left and trouble everywhere, probably the hardest par on the course, it says. Which is probably not true.
5.
5 is probably tougher. I would say I make par on this hole more than 5. Actually, I don't know.
I don't know,
I don't
Chip.
know. It's tough.
Yeah, the green on 5 is a lot harder than this one, I think.
Yeah.
I think
That's a
the
good
second,
question.
I think the second shot and the I mean I don't know. I think the second shot in the green are both around 5, but that's just me.
Lowest score ever made on this hole is a 2. That's happened 6 times. Highest score is a 9, 5 times.
Wow.
And just little fun facts. This whole sort of changed throughout the years, as Andrews stated, like with the stream that used to be in front of the green. It also used to be shorter, obviously, but the dog leg was also more severe back in the day. But it's been lengthened and straightened.
Interesting.
Sorry,
Kind of
Josh.
would like it more if the dog leg was more severe.
Yeah. Sorry,
You,
Josh. Didn't mean to steal your thunder on the architecture there. That's on me.
Oh no, you're good, man.
Right here.
you know what trend that I'm noticing so far with these facts that Josh is telling us is I almost like all of the things that he's saying used to be there.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the
Yeah.
water is sick, the more dogleg is sick, the drivable is sick. All these things, I'm like, why the fuck did they take that away?
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how. I mean, I know it's gonna look perfect and beautiful as normal, but I'm interested to see like what changes like happen with the hurricane and stuff. Like I don't know. I don't see how different the course is if it is different at all.
Number 8 on our list is number 16. Big discrepancy on this one as well. Highest was 3, lowest was 14. The highest was Andrew at 3, and the lowest was
Josh, I
me
swear. Okay.
at
Okay.
14. Andrew
What?
explained to me why this is the third best hole at Augusta.
I just the electric factory that this hole brings is unlike any other,
Just
in
on
my
Sunday?
opinions.
Just on Sunday?
I feel like it's just all the
That's my
days.
thinking too. This hole is nothing if it's not Sunday. It's super boring not on Sunday.
So that's exactly why I put it at 14. I do not care to watch this hole really the other 3 days of the week.
Really?
I-
God,
If they
this is
made it like a back left location, like on top of the hill, maybe. But no, I think that front right location is too hard. Um, I like that's hard, but it's really hard. The front location is just the same as the back left location, just a half a club shorter, and same with the middle left. It's the same. It's just a funnel. It's sick on Sunday. Gave us one of the best moments, if not the best moment ever in Masters history. But it's all because of the Sunday pin. When has there ever been a moment that's not on Sunday on this hole?
yeah. That's I mean that's fair, but I mean if you had to sit me down and just tell me I could pick one, well, I'd probably pick three, but I mean, I would love to just sit any of the 4 days or the practice round and just watch people hit on this hole all day. Either this or
Oh, that
12.
it would be a great view. Like in the
Yep.
grandstands to the left, that would be an awesome viewing experience.
I would kill for that.
For sure.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
If the water was more in play, I would like this hole more.
I agree as well.
It's not
And
really
the
one of my
bunkers.
points.
The,
Yeah,
I mean, the
you
left
never see
bunker is in
anybody.
play.
You never see anybody in this back one or this right one really. Left
Yeah.
even, I never see anybody in there, I feel like.
It's only in that Sunday location, and it's just such an easy up and down with that
It is,
backstop.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I bet they hole it from that bunker more than they don't get it up and in on Sunday. Like dead ass.
A little more credit to this hole too. I really like the skipping tradition on this hole. To give it credit, it's
Yeah,
always
that is
entertaining.
yeah, that is awesome.
ChatGPT's
Sunday
gonna have this
location.
top
Sunday
five, is
location
my
for that one.
guess. Top
Chet
five.
is going to agree with Andrew on this one. It
Wow.
has hole 16 at number 4. And it says the Sunday pin on the left side and that sloped green, golfing theater. Think Tiger's
Yep.
Chip in 2005. It's one of the best short holes in the world. I don't know about that.
Okay. All
I
right.
could
This
think
is
of
this is number
probably
3 on my list. I don't in the world is questionable.
yeah, I could
my
think of a
God.
ton of other short holes that are way better than this.
17
Yikes.
Sawgrass.
Yeah, exactly. Just to name one.
Josh,
All right.
some thoughts here?
Lowest score is a 1.
What?
Whoa.
Are you kidding
Shocker.
me?
That's happened 24 times.
Hmm.
Highest score is an 11 by Herman Baron in 1950.
Couldn't get it over the drink.
Who's the first
Apparently
guy?
not.
Who's the first electrician to compete in the Masters?
Yeah. And then some other fun facts. The original green on 16 had a brook running across the front and right side of the putting surface. Does anyone know what a brook is?
It's
a-
like a little
It's like a little stream.
little stream,
Tiny
yeah.
Brook.
Okay.
I think that's basically what's in
Um,
front of 13.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
Brooks Koepka.
um, later on, that little stream was dammed, created the pond, and then the green was moved to the other side of where it was relative to that creek. So I think the green used to be like more towards like the left bunker, but then it was
Wow.
moved further right, and then the pond was created.
Interesting that was left because like I said earlier, number 6, that par 3 is right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another fun fact: the green was rebuilt this year because of the hurricane.
Shit. I wonder if
Whoa.
we'll notice some differences.
We'll go to number 7 now, which is the third hole, the short par 4 flowering peach. A huge discrepancy again. Highest is 4, lowest is 17. Two of you guys hate this hole. Wait,
Yeah.
I miscalculated. Was wrong here. The average is correct. The
Yeah, that's
low
correct.
is wrong. The low is 14 by Carson, and the high was by Andrew.
I like this hole a lot. I wish it was just I'm a sucker for drivable par fours. And this
It's not
kind
really
of
drivable.
I know, but it's kind of drivable, so that feeds it
Kinda.
enough for me. Um, but I don't know. I like this hole a lot. It's not a statistically easy birdie. Um, but it's also just it's not like a super hard hole like where you're gonna get punished or anything like that. But I think that back left pin is pretty sick, pretty diabolical. Even if you are laying up and you leave yourself short of that green, that's gotta be an insane up and down to try and pull off. And if you don't hit a perfect chip, you are either running back down to your feet or it's running off the back of the green. So I think it's a really, really cool hole.
Yeah, it's a cool hole. I just struggle with holes that like are bouncing between like two identities almost. Like this, like we said, it's like kind of drivable, but not really.
Mhm.
It's like just make up your mind, bro. Either be drivable or don't. And I also think these bunkers right here are kind of stupid. This in the fairway. Like if you hit it in those, you're the dumbest golfer on the planet. Either lay
Those
up
are
short of them or go over them.
yeah, those are for the members. Don't think I've
Yeah.
really seen anyone in those bunkers, but I think if it was shorter, then it would just be almost like an auto send, and I don't like that. I just love that it just it just boggles everyone's mind. No one quite knows how to play this hole. It's kind of like what is it, 10 or 11 at Riviera? Like just no one knows how to play that hole. Like they do different things and they'll make a great number going for it and laying up. They'll make an awful number going for it or laying up. The green is insane, whether you're hitting a chip or a long pitch or just a almost a full iron into it or a full wedge into it. Like you just see all sorts of different people playing this hole all sorts of different ways, and no one can figure it out. And I love that about this hole.
I'm on the same page with you and Andrew. Like, I like that you can play this hole like drastically different ways. Like Tiger historically, I feel like has been an iron guy off this hole, um, so that he can just control the spin better. But then the challenge is, you better get the distance right. And then a lot of guys try to bomb driver like right up short of the green, but that slope is so severe, it's such an awkward chip shot. And like Avery was saying, like nobody's really figured out how to get that close. Some guys bump and run it. Some guys try to hit like a spinner, oftentimes sort of go past the pin. I think the Sunday location is gold. Like Avery said, like the slope of this green is insane. Like if they're a little bit long, if they're like 10 feet long of the Sunday pin, it has like 5 feet of break. I like the hole. I like how you can play it different ways, and you have to sort of earn a birdie, even though it's so short. Short as par four.
I feel like all of these bunkers are kind of useless though. Like, what is this left one doing here?
I don't think I've ever seen
Yeah.
anyone in that left bunker.
Would it be good if you made the slope in the middle of the green just slightly less severe, but you had the green feed into the bunker instead? So like you would have like people chipping from right of the green, they hit it too hard, it goes in the bunker. Like that would be pretty sick.
I think it would be sick if they completely filled this bunker in and made it like a huge downhill, like almost number one at Chambers vibe.
Chambers, yeah,
I like that
Like,
even more.
yeah.
that would
that's
be a brutal spot to hit it. I mean, you'd be boned if it rolled 40 yards down there.
God. Yeah, I'm loving these ideas.
Come to the golf shenanigans golf course in 75 years, and we have our own golf course, and it's just the
Just
most
gonna be
impossible place on
it's just
planet.
gonna be a hybrid of Chambers and Augusta.
Imagine like 5 years we like start seeing the changes that we're suggesting implemented, and we're like, what the hell?
We just think Augusta National has viewed your video. It's like
So chat has
Carson,
this
where did
hole
oh
at 10th, and it says a super fun short par four. The green is wild and demands creativity, like Phil's wedge from the trees in 2010.
it kind of sounds like what I'm saying. Like a lot of these responses are like kind of reiterating what I'm saying when I'm talking about these holes. I don't know. It's just kind of like I've kind of said the same thing, and then chat was like, "Oh, it's a fun hole."
you would think that this hole would have some more memorable moments. I can only really think of Charles Schwartzel holing out and Scotty blasting it way left into the trees, pitching out and chipping in. And I guess Bryson losing his ball in 2020. That was pretty funny.
It's
Yeah.
just because it's so early. I mean, like I wish it was. I don't know. I wish it was drivable so it had a little bit more juice to start the round. I know we're big into the juice factor.
That's another thing too. Like if this hole was 17, this hole would be way cooler.
I
Um,
agree.
but in terms of a lowest score, a two has been made 19 times, quite a bit. Highest score is a quad by Douglas B. Clark in 1980.
Definitely couldn't
Um,
cover those fairway bunkers, 100%.
yeah, bro was that one idiot golfer that Carson mentioned. Not much in terms of fun facts. The flowering peach, what this hole is named off of, the flower, native of China. It's on the right side of the fairway. It blooms and double blooms in March and early April.
Perfect. It's a very nice fact there, Josh. Number 6, our top third. Number 10, another really hard par four, Camellia. A lot of huge discrepancies here uh, coming down on this second nine. Highest is 3, which is both Carson and Josh
Who the
had it
hell
at
put
3.
this at 15?
Had to have been Andrew.
Andrew put it at 15. I had it at
Sorry.
11.
What the hell?
Andrew?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't got nothing. It's just
Wait,
I'm not a big fan of this
you
hole. I mean, it is.
Why?
Honestly, I don't know. I just not. It just doesn't fit my eye very well. I just don't like it.
Oh yeah, he's basing off of if he can play it or not.
Well, it's just like whether I like it or not. Like, I mean, it's not total like my playability, but like I'm not a big fan of this hole. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's just kind of there.
What about watching it like on the Masters? Like, what do you think of it?
I'd rather sit there and watch 16 all day. Like I
Okay.
feel like
Which
I feel like there's more juice with I mean, obviously, I would rather watch 16, but like I feel like there's a couple better par fours in this.
Would you rather watch this or 9? Well, I guess I could answer that
Mm,
for you.
probably not.
You had 9 way higher.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That doesn't even make sense, bro. This
I
hole
had
is
this back.
badass.
I had this back to back with 9. I had 9 at 10 and this at 11. I couldn't decide really which one to put over, and I think just the crazy severity of the green on 9 is what did it for me. But I do love watching people hit this tee shot. That is premium drama.
This at 11
Yes,
is criminal too,
it is. This hole is
frankly.
badass.
Like, this is probably like the best tee shot on the course. Like, you try to hit a big hook around the trees, you're into that like left part of the fairway that's flatter and closer to the green. If you like don't draw it, you have a bajillion yards in. It's the hardest fucking shot,
I will
like
say
into a par four.
at this tee shot, you could see it is a lot straighter than you would think. The slope does do a lot of heavy lifting, but people try to hit draws because they'll get that extra big bounce going down the fairway. And if they don't draw it, then holy shit, they are where Bubba was. Um, and if they overdraw it, then you're stuck behind like some massive trees if you hit it too far and you're trying to hit this approach shot from the rough. So yeah, the tee shot is pretty awesome.
I'm glad you
Um,
mentioned Bubba because this hole just served us probably the best shot in the history of the Masters.
Yeah.
Maybe in the history
That's
of
true.
golf.
Yeah.
Like honestly. Also, this hole basically single-handedly destroyed Rory McIlroy in 2011. Like he
Yes.
basically hit it out of bounds and then basically hit it out of bounds again and then was in somebody's backyard hitting a shot
I was just
and
gonna
that like
ask, isn't
he
there
was
like
all over the place.
how are like how I'm looking at these pictures, like how are there houses here? Like there's just no way there's
Way
houses.
left.
Yeah.
Way left.
He hit a
Um,
Rory
tree like
McIlroy explored
maybe
new
100 yards
territory.
off the tee box.
yeah.
Like it was
Quickest
quick.
snap hook in history. I just think this hole's sick. The second shot's badass.
But these
The green is
like fairway
cool.
bunkers, like these things are just like 100
It's
yards
probably the
out.
Just
coolest. It's probably the coolest shaped
aesthetic.
bunker ever.
It's cool,
Yeah,
but it's just like
it's
I
really
mean I
cool.
don't know, is that's
It's
not
really
really in play
aesthetic.
at all.
It is not in play, but oh, I guess you can't really run it up if you needed to run
I
it
was just
up.
gonna say, I bet if you hit it in the trees, you are thinking about these fucking bunkers.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I didn't
Yeah.
think about that. I'd like to
Um,
see them a little bit closer to the green. And that'd be pretty sick.
I also
yeah.
want to say too, like when they're putting and we get that camera angle from like behind the green, watching like this whole like swoop down and then the green like go back up
Mm-hmm.
is a crazy view.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It
it's
makes it look so
fantastic.
hard.
But also makes the green look pretty flat. I know it's not flat, but the green might be a little boring to me. It's like this just one big slope.
I think it's pretty underrated, but
Yeah, I
I
mean,
agree.
among the par fours that exist, I mean, this is a good one. I know I ranked it, I think 11th, but it's in that range where it's like it's just a really good hole, but there's just other holes that I like more.
That's what I'm saying.
But you guys had it at
chat,
3.
did I have it at 3? That's what I had it at?
Yeah, both you and Josh.
Yeah, I think this hole's fucking awesome. Chat has this at 5, and it says an underrated monster, 495-yard sharp dogleg and plays downhill. It's a true test off the tee, and it's where Bubba Watson hit that hook in the playoff in 2012.
It's a good description.
Yeah.
I guess one more thing I would say about this is it's a great playoff hole. I think it's way better than 18 as a playoff hole.
I
Josh?
agree with that.
Lowest score ever made, Eagle, probably obvious. That's been made 10 times. Highest score ever made is a 9 by Danny Lee in 2009. Which, like, what did Rory make on this hole?
I think he made a 7.
Okay.
I think he made a
It's a
7.
pretty sick triple if it's just a triple.
Well, he didn't take any penalty shots.
That's crazy. Um,
Triple
and
bogey,
then
11. Or sorry, triple bogey on 10.
okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, bro.
Too bad.
Sorry.
Thanks for that.
Shot 80, by the way.
He did shoot 80.
There is some interesting design history with this hole. Originally, the green was located to the right of where the fairway bunker is, but this was moved further back and up the hill due to drainage issues.
Now I know
And
why
yeah,
that
that's
fairway
my
bunker's
fun
there.
fact for this hole. Really strange spot for it originally. I guess it
I have
sort of
another.
explains that bunker.
hmm I have another fun fact for you. I do believe that Jordan Spieth is the only guy to ever birdie this hole all 4 rounds of a tournament.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
Number 5 will be the 18th Holly. Another big discrepancy. Highest is 2, lowest is 13. Andrew had it at 2, and Josh had it at 13.
Who had it too? Andrew?
I think this tee shot is fucking awesome. Like it's so fucking hard.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
fair.
mean, it's a tough like green. Obviously, it was Scotty four putting it to win a couple years ago. But like, I don't know. I feel like it's not like a super like cakewalk of a hole. But like, if you hit a really good drive, you should like you get rewarded. Which I mean, you should because this drive is fucking impossible. Like, like this tee shot. Like when they show that camera from like the back right of the tee box, like I'm hitting that fairway -1 out of 10 times. Like I'm not getting off that tee box ever. So that's my reasoning. I love this hole.
I think this is like right in the middle between like how much I love 1 and what I dislike about 5. I think I have it right in the middle. Like this is just a little bit better version of 5, and it's like a little bit worse version of 1. It's essentially kind of the same hole as 1. It's just like this little. It's just not uphill, or this is uphill. 1 isn't, but it's a great hole. I mean, I had it at 8. It's a really good hole. It's a great finishing hole. The perfect stage. A lot of stress on that tee shot, and not as much stress on the second shot. I think people tend to just put it in that front right part of the green, just like half the time. But it is just that Sunday hole location. Just watching people try and figure out that putt from any spot on that green is awesome. And the other hole locations are pretty good too, in that which would bring that right bunker into play, which is nice.
I guess I'll explain myself for the 13 rank. I can appreciate why people love the tee shot. It's like coming down the stretch at the Masters, the nerves are firing like crazy, your stomach is in a knot, and then you're faced with this intimidating ass tee shot to finish off the round. I can see where people would like that. But to me, in just my personal opinion, I've never enjoyed when courses make these super narrow shoots to make it difficult to me. Because to me, it's just, it makes it cheap. Like something super tight to where it's like if you're offline a little bit, it's sort of just like, to me, cheap defense. And so, like, after like the entire masterclass of design at Augusta National, like this on the 18th hole is almost just like sort of weird to me. I'm iffy on the tee shot. And then the second shot to me just isn't that entertaining, honestly. And in all of my like Masters viewing life, I've never felt like the 18th hole was that grand, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. Like the ninth hole, we kind of see like the wide open aesthetic. In 18 here, like it just looks a little bit too regular to be the 18th hole at Augusta. And it always sort of like lets me down. I know I'm probably the
Damn.
only one that feels that way, but that's where the rank comes from.
What did I have this ranked at?
You had it at 7.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a good hole. I don't really have anything to complain about. Don't have anything to really praise about either. It's just solid finishing hole, I guess. I kind of wish there was a little bit more penalty with the second shot. I feel like people hit really good second shots here a lot, which is cool for it being the finishing hole. You can birdie the last to win, but I kind of wish that there was more trouble around this though. There's not a whole lot of like this whole right side that we're looking at, right side to our view, is just I feel like you never see anybody hit it
Just
there.
that runoff kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Like
it's
there's
a
Yeah,
always
big
left of the
people
default.
green.
close here. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know if adding trouble left of the green would even do anything because everyone already just hits it right.
Yeah.
So maybe if
Um,
you made and the in short, maybe if you made it a little bit steeper, but there is that runoff short. If you come up just a little short, you're gonna be chipping up onto the green.
yeah, that's true, but the only thing that throws that off is there's a backstop. It's like people don't come up short often because they're playing it long. Kind of wish the backstop wasn't there in a way. But then the
That's
backstop, on
fair.
the other hand, is entertaining. So it's like, He giveth and you taketh, I guess. Chat has this at 8 on its ranking. It says the closing stage for the Masters. That narrow shoot off the tee is iconic, and the green complex is sneakily tough. Finishing here under pressure is brutal.
Yeah, people just can't seem to make that putt. Like they just don't know. They'll miss
Which
it
one are
low,
you
they'll miss
talking
it
about?
high. When you're just like basically pin high right, when you have that like 10, 15 footer,
Right,
sometimes
yeah.
you'll see them drain it, but you'll see people miss it 2 cups high, you'll see them miss it 2 cups low, like on repeat. It's just like, is it really that hard to read? It must be.
Interesting.
Real quick before I do lowest and highest, I'm not sure it ever occurred to me that 10T is right to the left of the screen. I'm not sure I
Yeah.
ever realized that.
Wow,
Dude,
that is crazy. Do you
that
watch the
aerial that I
Masters?
saw, it's pretty crazy what's jam-packed on this end of the property. Because yeah, right behind this is 1T. I mean, obviously, but like, and then just to the from our right of it is 9 green, really close.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
just a whole lot going on right there at the beginning of the property.
Wonder if anybody's accidentally hit it on 9 green ever somehow. Because it's actually it's closer. It looks closer than you think.
Yeah, a lot of the tees are really close to other greens, and you never really see that come to play in the broadcast ever. We'll go to number 4 on the list. We've
Hold
been doing
on.
this
Lowest
for almost.
score
Oh,
is
well,
a
yeah.
Oh,
2,
sorry.
made 6 times. Not surprising. Highest score is an 8, 8 times. 8 was kind of shocking to me, given like the shoot they have to go through. But
Yeah.
um,
I want to say something about one of the eights. Henrik Stenson. I did not know this. Was leading in the 2012 Masters. He three putted on 16 for bogey. Also, this was his 36th birthday, by the way. He made an eight on 18 with the lead. So that's tragic.
on
So
Yikes.
Sunday,
on Sunday, on his birthday,
Wait, pause. What?
I think.
No,
I feel like we would have known more about that
no.
Nope,
He might have
it's
done
on
that on
Thursday.
like,
That's my bad. That's a
yeah.
hand.
Thursday.
That's a Thursday. That's a bad
I
look. That's a really bad look. Sorry. I'm
was
sorry.
Yikes.
gonna say, there's no fucking way.
Sorry. That is
But
my bad. Sorry.
Spreading misinformation.
And cut it.
It's late. We're tired. We've been doing this for an hour and a half. We got 4 holes left. Number
bring it on.
4 is Pink Dogwood. Number 2, highest is 4, lowest is 9. Pretty compact rankings by us. The opposite of 8, that the fact that it's downhill, but it's perfect. It's just like a perfect par 5. Hit a good tee shot,
Yep.
you'll have a chance to go for 2, but you have to hit a good one to have the eagle putt.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. I think that this is just a beautifully designed par five. Like that fairway bunker is perfectly placed. Um, yeah, there's really nothing I would change about this par five.
But you're the one
yeah,
that had it ranked at 9.
That's just. Do I have any par fives above that though? Other than, or do I have 8 above that? I mean, no.
No, you have that one at
Yeah,
13.
I mean, it's a tragedy that this par five is perfect because the other two are the best par fives in the fucking world. So, like, I mean, this is up against stiff competition.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to those par 5s yet.
Yeah.
I yeah, I'm the high rank number 4. Yeah, I just think it's perfect to me. I think it sort of gets lost in the sauce just because it's the second hole. Um, but like, yeah, to me it's just perfect. Got to hit a golf shot off the tee, got to shape it right, and then the second shot to me is super interesting because they're hitting like a wood or a long iron. The ball's usually like a little bit below their feet, but usually they kind of want to draw it into this pin, I think. It's just it's just awesome to me. The bailout right is really hard up and down. The green is crazy. I'm in love with this hole. I
I
love
also
watching
had it
it.
at I also had it at 4 there, Josh. I was with you.
Okay.
Yeah, everything about it, from the tee all the way to the green, all the way to behind the green. It's just perfect.
It accomplishes
Andrew?
it without hazards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had this at 6. Isn't this where Ricky did or chipped in slash dunked one maybe a few years ago?
He did
Have
do
you?
that. I don't remember
Yeah.
when.
Yeah. It was a few years ago, but yeah, I like that. That fairway bunker is relatively new, correct?
No.
New? It's been there for quite some time.
It's been there for at
Well,
least.
but didn't they? I feel like they made an adjustment to it or something like that, or either
They
that or the tee
lengthened
box.
they
They
lengthened this
lengthened the
hole
hole.
Oh,
recently
right. Yeah.
to
Sorry,
bring
they
it more into
lengthened it
play.
so the bunker was more in play. That's why I was thinking of it. Anyways, I don't know, just love the slopes and the tiers on this green. Just a great par five.
Chat has this hole ranked worse than hole 8, actually.
Oh, chat's wrong.
It's at 7th, and it says a great early scoring chance. It's long but reachable, and eagles are very much in play. It builds early momentum for drama later. So it's got nothing wrong with the hole, but thinks it's worse than 8 somehow.
I think it'd be interesting to do like a ranking of Sunday hole locations because this has to be arguably number one.
This is a sick hole location. It's
I
really
like it to the start of the round because it's like if you're if you're behind the leaders, like you're a couple shots back, you feel like a birdie on this hole is like a must. Like if you par this hole, it's like, damn, I just missed one and that's gonna like come back to bite me
Mhm.
later.
It's like you made a half a bogey.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
Lowest
tell us.
score is a two by Louis Oosthuizen. In
whoa.
2012, highest score is a 10 twice. I don't know how you make a 10 on this hole. Maybe a
You must
bunker
have snap hooked
debacle.
it. Must have snap hooked it left. There is a, I think there's a little creek way left, so it could have
Yep,
gone in there.
there is
Really?
a creek in there.
And then some fun facts. Andrew was saying that they might have moved that bunker. They have in the past. They've actually moved it to the right, actually, believe it or not. And they've moved it further from the tee. Moving it to
Kind
the
of
right
sim,
move kind of surprises me.
kind of similar to 10. Like if you look at the picture on the bottom right, the whole layout, it's the tee shot is kind of straighter than you think it is. Just by hearing people talk about it. Like you could just hit it straight and still have it go left to the bunker. You just have to kind of shoot it a narrow gap. Thought that was fascinating when I looked at it. We'll move on to our top three, which will begin with number 15, Firethorn. We had this ranked compactly highest at 5, which was Carson and Andrew. Wait, I did this wrong too. The highest was 3, which was me. My bad.
I was gonna
And
say,
then the
how is it number three
Yeah,
if the
how is it
highest is
3 with
five
5
and
and
eight?
8?
That's what I
Yeah.
was like
yeah,
wondering. I was like, what?
yeah, my bad. I must have misclicked. Highest was 3, which is me, and then lowest was 8, which was Josh.
Josh, you don't like this hole?
I'm a huge fan of it. I just think there's ones that are better. I don't know.
Fair.
You think there's 7 holes out here that are
Multiple?
better than this one?
Well,
Yes.
obviously, it's his list.
Yeah.
Crazy
Oh
to
my
me.
God. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he had a lot of love for 2, obviously. He had that one at 4. He had
Two
8
is
at
my
5.
highest ranked par five.
He thinks this is the third best par 4 or
What
par
the
5.
Yeah,
hell?
this is the best par five on
It's
mine.
just like a test to like how good these par fives are. The second shot is really epic. Like downhill, got to carry the water. There's water along that kind of like sneaks up, but it's definitely in their mind. That right bunker can come into play. We've seen some disasters on this hole. Um, I don't know. It
Eight,
just comes down to like
man.
I think there's other ones that are just straight up better.
I just think this hole has so much drama with
Yeah.
like the tee shot, you have to hit a good one, or else you have to lay up because of those trees. And then when you do lay up, I mean, we've seen so many people spin their wedges into the water, and then all of a sudden you're hitting the same wedge shot again. Like, it's just a fun hole. I think it's really well designed.
You
I
get
need
to
to
go from
correct something. Josh, you had this as the worst par 5.
Oh,
I mean, granted,
It's
this is like
crazy.
probably the best collection of par 5s that's ever been put on a golf course. So
Hmm.
that's fair. But maybe there's something to the fact that it's so late in the round, it's the last one, and that leads to the great moments. If 2 was at where 15 is on the rotation or in the routing, maybe we would all collectively think differently. But this hole's changed a lot over the years. That outcropping of trees that just is just in the fairway now that didn't used to be there This used to
Yeah.
be a massively wide. There didn't used to be very many trees on this hole. Massively wide field, basically. But they've really tried to
If
make the tee shot challenging.
if that was the case still, this hole would plummet in my rankings. Like if it was just a wide ass open tee shot, this hole would be a snooze fest.
The approach shot might be one of the best approach shots in all of golf, though.
Especially if they're like flirting with those trees and they gotta hit a slinger, like it's badass to watch.
That is really cool. Yeah, the fact that it's such a narrow green or a shallow green and its depth short and long basically is sick. It's
Hmm.
so sick how penalizing it is if you don't hit the right shot.
Yeah, I mean that water long is just forgotten about, but we've seen it a few times. People juice something over the green and all of a sudden you're in the water anyway.
JT.
Yeah, even if it hangs up like within 10 feet of the green back there, we saw it last year, people chipping and putting and keeping it on the like they couldn't get it on the green. It stopped short because it's so diabolical going down that hill.
Hmm.
That's why I had this pretty high. I mean, this is the highest par five for me. Um, just that second shot, if you're going for it, has to be, I mean, beyond perfect. Because you could hit a perfect golf shot and still somehow be in the water. Like this has to be the perfect golf shot to even
Mhm.
like stay on the green.
I just want to say,
Um,
like, I guess why this is like the last par five in my ranking is because, like, if you do make it through that chute in the fairway, you're clear of those trees. It's just sort of like hit a high long iron and hit the middle of the green and hit your number. Whereas, like, with the rest of the par fives, I feel like the second shot is like, no matter what, you get really crafty with it, if that makes sense. I like the second shots where they have to like really work something.
Are you saying that having to hit a high draw with a long iron is like that's too easy?
I
To
sometimes
this
it is for
shallow
them. Like
green
Rory
where
McIlroy hits like a 6 iron. It's like he's gonna hit that to the moon.
yeah, that's Rory McIlroy. He's the greatest driver of the golf ball ever.
I guess it doesn't excite me
Again,
quite
if
as
you
doesn't
if
much.
tickle
you
your
come up
fancy.
if you just come up short, it's in the water. If you go long, you're not making a birdie.
Right. I really appreciate the holes that it's like the terrain is working against them, but they have to hit this certain shot shape to get it close.
Hmm.
I just really appreciate those. Not I love this hole. I fucking love this hole, you know. Let me be clear.
So we are on the same page with chat. It also has it number three. Another classic risk reward hole where eagles are in play, but the pawn guarding the green punishes any greedy miscalculation. Think of Sergio, Tiger, and so many Sunday roars here.
Sunday
Yeah.
roars could be a little foreshadowing there. Show me an
The
albatross.
lowest score is 1-2. Gene
Wow.
Sarazen,
Oh
1935.
wow.
35.
Um, and then highest score comes after Sergio Garcia eagled this hole en route to winning the 2017 Masters. The following year, he made a 13 on this hole.
I remember that.
Oh, I
I
remember
think it's the
that.
lone highest score.
I think he hit four balls in the water.
Wow.
He just kept on dropping and plunking in the water. Just sick.
So good.
God, I want to see that crash out. Please, somebody put that in the chat for me, please.
All right, we have two holes left. I mean, this top three, everyone could have told you what this top three is, but number two we have, which means we know what number one is. Number two is number 13, which means
Damn
number
it!
one is number 12. We'll stick here with number 13, otherwise known as Azalea. The highest rank is one. That is Carson. He is the lone person to put it at one. The lowest is
What the
7,
hell, dude?
unbelievably,
Oh my
which is
god.
done by both Andrew and Josh. I don't get it. What happened? Why is it at 7?
What are we doing,
I
guys? What are
just
we doing?
don't get me wrong. I like this hole. I think this is one of the ones where I just
You like
ran.
this hole.
It's
That's it?
disqualifying. Moving on, Josh. Why is that 7?
Andrew's answer was I like this hole.
That's crazy.
Um,
Just never gonna talk in the pot again. All right, it's cool. It's fine.
frankly, at the time, like it just sort of what came down to like I liked other holes more. But to be quite honest, now that I'm like looking at this picture,
This picture's pretty sick. I can't even lie.
I, I think I would rank this higher.
Guys, we're talking about 13 at Augusta.
Yep.
Yes.
This is like, this is the golf hole.
Yeah.
I don't,
Uh,
what are
I'm
we
not sure I have
doing?
much of a defense here. This is where I ranked it.
Yeah,
Avery,
it's
what was yours? Were you two, at
I had
least?
it at 2.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank God, because at
Like
least
it's
somebody's got
like
some brain
far.
cells.
I originally had it at 3, and I had 15 at number 2, but I switched it last night, and I was like, you know what? Even though it is pretty dang short, it's the tee shot is still pretty challenging, and the second shot, the the amount of balls that go in in the water is pretty
Oh yeah,
crazy, and even like balls that go like long left or just long, it's a
yeah.
lot, and this is a pretty
This,
big green.
I think
yeah.
it's because like they always have the ball above their feet, but the shot calls for a fade.
hmm
It's like
It's
either they're just gonna
perfect.
block it out short right or it's going long left.
People like always think that this hole is super easy, which it is when you look at the scoring, but like the second shot is not as easy as you think it is. Like I can't imagine trying to hit because me being a lefty, I'd have the ball below my feet, but like I this hole would fuck me up. The second shot would fuck me.
Dude, I think the tee shot. I mean, as a guy who like exclusively only hits fades because that's just who I am. Um, this gives me nightmares. Like I would have to try and hit the JT Slinger where he's just begging like, get down,
But
fuck
like, do
you,
you
Yeah.
golf
want to hit
swing.
the slinger? Because it's gonna go in that water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but see, it's like I mean, it's either I have the slinger or I have the ball in the trees. So
Obviously, this creek existed before the golf course. Well, did it?
I
Might
don't
have,
think so.
in some form or fashion. But this might be the best placed creek in the history of golf.
Yeah.
Everything about it, the fact that long right is still in the water when the ball's above your feet, but you have to hit a cut. And if you're a lefty, you want to draw it. You can't just do it because if you overdo it, it's going in the water because it's long right is the water. And the tee shot calls for the hook. But if you overhook it, it's in the water. It's just so good. It's just so good. Everything about this hole, even though it's a easy par 5, like you'll see plenty of threes, all the fours, but you'll see so many bogeys on a short par 5. It's awesome.
Yeah. Some of the shots that we've seen on this hole too are just so fucking electric. Like Phil out of the pine straw, Jordan Spieth out of the pine straw. Just electric city is this hole.
I think the only complaint I might have is that I wish the green is pretty good. I wish it might be a little bit better. Like I think when you hit the ball in the water and then you have to take that drop, I feel like the pitch is not the hardest in the world, which I wish that pitch was just a little harder.
I
Yeah.
appreciate the green and like with the Sunday pin with like the shots that Carson just mentioned, like Phil Mickelson, Jordan Spieth, like they stuck it close to that like bottom area, right side of the green. But for some reason, like they can never figure out that read.
Mm.
hmm
It's
It
like
seems to
18.
just trick them.
Mm-hmm.
I have a quick
Yeah.
question. I just like pin high over to the right, like of the creek and everything like that. I mean, does that all just like slope hard into the water?
You mean like
I mean, it
just right of this
must
back bunker?
No, no, like over the creek, like to the right, like see like just
over the
above.
green.
Yeah,
If
like
you
on
if
to
you
the.
were hitting approach shot from the middle of the fairway, if your view wasn't this, it was from the middle of the fairway, and you just missed the green to the right, yeah, it would bounce down into the creek.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Right of
that.
that back bunker, there's a little bit of room for you to end up in the fringe area. We see quite a few people end up there um, on Sunday because it's like right over the stick. But anywhere more right than that, yeah, you're going in the
Well,
water.
no, but I'm saying like right of the water, like that. See how there's
Oh,
like
I
that
see what
area?
you're saying.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
like that little. There's like a
Oh,
little collection area right there. Like I never
Yeah.
see anybody lay up or like hit it. I mean, obviously, I don't know why you would hit it there because you could just hit it kind of towards like the front of that. But I'd be intrigued to see like to like a front pin or something like that if it's a little bit higher up and a little bit easier for like players to get like spin on it. I mean, I have no idea. Obviously, I've never
Well,
been
they would
there.
just lay up in the fairway.
Yeah, exactly. But
It's hard to use the slope too from that angle. If
yeah,
you hit it all the way pin high over here, it's hard to use that backstop slope. It's easier if you come in from the left short of the water.
yeah. Yeah,
But
because I mean, like the way I was thinking about it was like if there's like a far back pin, like back left pin on top of like the back left ridge, like
mhm.
if you were pin high, like you would have just like a ton of green to work with right there, and you wouldn't have to deal with that front ridge as much. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So
Random thought.
chat agrees with me. Hole 13, number 1 on its list. The most iconic risk-reward hole in golf, that sweeping dogleg left over Rays Creek sets up massive drama every single year. Some of the most legendary shots in Masters history have been played here. Couldn't
Valid.
agree with chat more there.
Can't argue. Yeah, the amount of iconic shots in this hole far outweighs the amount of iconic shots that are going to be on number 1 on our list, which of course is number 12,
Hold up.
Gold. Oh,
Oh,
Keep skipping Joj.
Hey,
forgot,
man.
sorry.
Hold your horses.
Just spoiled it. Darn it.
Don't worry, Avery. I'll make it quick.
cut it out.
Lowest score ever made is a 2 by Jeff Maggart in 94. Highest score ever was a 13 by Tommy Nakajima in 1978.
I thought he was about to
Must
say
have-
Kyle Pitts.
Wow.
Approximately 1,600 azaleas are on this hole. And historically, it plays as the second easiest hole on the golf course with an average of 4.774. I think the easiest is hole 2.
Good stuff. Now,
All
can
right,
I go
number
to
2.
number 1? Can I go number 1 on my list?
Yeah.
Never seen before.
What's it gonna
Number
be?
one.
Number 12. Oh my gosh,
Whoa!
Golden Bell. Highest ranking was won by both or all of me, Andrew, and Josh. Lowest is 2. Carson's a hater. Gosh, what's wrong with this hole, man?
There's nothing wrong with it, but 13 might be the greatest hole in the history of golf. So it's up against impossible competition there.
I know I begged on a couple of the other par threes, or specifically 16 because of its Sunday pin location. Um, this Sunday hole location, and I know I also said that number 2 might be the best, but this is the best Sunday hole location of all time. Uh, it's a very boring green. It's very flat. It's the flattest on the whole property, I imagine. And the golf hole itself isn't that crazy. It's not crazy at all. It's just a normal short iron. But it's just the mystique of it, the way that the wind swirls, the fact that if you come up short, you're going in the water, the fact that the Sunday pin location is on the right, and that's by far the deepest part of the green, and you have to hit a different club than you would any of the other days, and you just have to sack up and hit a shot that's not going to go too long because then you're very much scrambling for par, or if it comes up short, you're going to be trying to make bogey at best. So it's just magical. This is the only vote on my list where I based it off of just magic.
I agree with Avery. Like we talk about juice, and this hole just brings it. Like this is almost like it's a monumental moment, like Sunday at the Masters. It's like this is where Masters hopes go to die. And if you want to win, you have to survive this hole. And like what Avery was saying, like the design of the hole is very simple, but like the diagonal part of the green, like if you're a couple shots back and you need to make a birdie here and you got to go for it, you better hit the perfect number, or maybe you decide to lay up, pick a different club, but you can't do both. You know, there is no bailing out if you're going at the green. And if you fuck up the approach, you're also fucked. And then like the wind just seems to just bamboozle people. Like every time it just serves the juice every time.
Talking about juice, like I've never seen a shot where laying up like kind of laying up, like going straight over the bunker left of the pin, is like gets like the loudest roars. Like it's just such a basic stock shot, safe shot, and you get pumped watching people hit that shot. What other hole does that? Where laying up, playing it safe gets the roar.
I don't know, but this, if you could put me on a hole to play the rest of my life, this would be it. I would play this golf hole the rest of my life. This is number one on all of my lists. So,
So that's what I think about 13.
well, me and Carson will be hanging out at Augusta National then, so it's fine.
I also think this is probably the prettiest hole.
God,
It is
yeah,
very
just
pretty,
just
yeah.
the pure, the water, the azaleas in the back, those trees, man. And just like, I mean, I know the bunkers are just beautiful there, but God, I would love to just skull a few bunker shots at Augusta National. Let me tell you.
The only
Yeah.
knack I can put on this hole is the far left pin is kind of boring.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of variation in pin locations here. The left one, and then kind of just like, all right, where are we gonna put these other two?
It definitely brings missing long left into play, which is kind of diabolical. Like you'll see plenty of people hit it up into the the garden.
Was
You'll
it
even see that on like Sunday somehow.
Bryson? Didn't Bryson do that?
On 13, I think.
Was it 13?
13, yeah. Max Homa though was in contention here and hit it in those flowers.
By the way, guys,
Yeah.
I'm a homosexual.
What
Great.
the fuck, dude?
That
That
was
was
so
just
out of the blue.
not.
It's
That was
late.
just
We're
not it.
Yeah, it's
2 hours in.
Can
Little
we cut
Easter
that?
egg for the
Please,
folks.
can we cut that? Can we
Nah.
cut
We're
that,
leaving
please?
that.
Ah,
That's
fuck.
staying for sure. That was
I'm a
crazy.
homosexual.
I do wish missing short on the left pin location was maybe more severe than it is. Guess that'd be it.
For sure.
Do they even need that short bunker? That'd be maybe a bit more exciting if it wasn't there.
Straight water ball, if you miss a
I
short.
don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Those back bunkers are fantastic though.
Agreed.
Don't think Tiger likes it, but
Mm.
So chat has this at number 2. And
Yeah.
it says
Okay.
just 155 yards of pure terror. Swirling wind and that thin green make it a constant wild card. Even legends like Jordan Spieth and Tom Weiskopf have melted down here.
Ouch.
all right, pod over.
Give
Avery
us some
didn't need
facts,
that.
Judge.
Avery
Give
did
us some
not need
facts.
that.
Lowest
Oh, got too
score
big.
is a 1. It's happened 3 times. Highest score, does anyone want to guess what it is?
13.
Is it the
Wow.
10?
It's a 13
Oh.
by Tom Weiskopf in 1980.
This guy Carson just knows ball. Can't
Yeah,
even
big
lie.
ball. Big ball guy.
Pause.
Fun fact about this hole. It used to be called Three Pines.
This has
All the
changed since they
pines
added a
died,
4th pine.
and then they just renamed it to Golden Bell.
That's funny.
Yeah, looking at old pictures of this, like these trees weren't even there, like none of them. It was just like this weird piece of land over some water, and that was it.
There's this old, at the course that I used to work at, there's this old picture of Augusta, of number 12. And it's hilarious because there's this like fence, like where those like 4 trees are that we see on our screen. And there's just like this fence, like right there. And like that was just like the property line or something like that. I don't know what it was, but it's
Well, there used
hilarious
to be
because,
a road back there that they
oh,
bought
right.
and moved so they can move the 13T back further.
Yeah. But I just think that's so funny because like now this is the most beautiful golf course on the planet. And 70 years ago, there was just a fence right there behind the most scenic hole on the planet.
If there was one golf shot I could hit, if I only had one shot left in my life, it would probably be just this Sunday pin. See if I can do it. That will conclude our long list. That took a while. I was
Yeah,
not
it did.
expecting it to go almost 2 hours, but here we are. We will be releasing this during Masters Week. So happy Masters Week to all that are listening. And we will be releasing a Masters draft. So look out for that. Huge deal. And we're just freaking ready. We're ready for the Masters, man. It's been too long.
JT's winning.
Guys,
JT's winning. That's all I gotta say.
JT is winning. Carson?
If JT wins, I'll cry on pod.
Josh?
I've got a tickle in my spine about Rory McIlroy this year. I have a feeling. And I got a pimento cheese on my mind. I think I'm making homemade ones.
I think you mean
Wow.
Georgia on your mind, but I mean, we'll rock with pimento.
Yeah. No con, baby. All right. We'll see you later.
Goodbye, friends.
Hello, friends.
Welcome back to the pod. 2 hours in.